Well, the saying goes that the third time is the charm. If you had an extra one in front of that, that would be the sentiment tonight for the Boonville Lumberjacks. It's been 12 straight losses for Boonville heading into this game, and they look to try and break the streak against the Glens Falls Dragons here tonight. Welcome into Eastfield here in Glens Falls. I'm Evan Simbita here for this PGCBL contest tonight, and it should be a good one. It's Glens Falls who are kind of getting hot. Starting at this part of the season, they've got wins over defending champions Saugerties and the PGCBL leaders in the Eastern Division, the Mohawks, in the last few days. Obviously, coming into this game, it's 12 games, losing for the Lumberjacks, with the biggest storylines being players like Spencer Biggerstaff and Michael Clarkson departing from this team. Michael Clarkson, an all-star DH, and Biggerstaff, one of the best lefties out of this bullpen. Both of them gone. And the starting pitcher for the Glens Falls Dragons tonight, as it doesn't get any easier for Boonville, it's Colin Richardson, the all-star and ace of this Dragons team. Comes into this game with a team low in ERA. He's been shutting batters down all year. Was the co-PGCBL pitcher of the week, along with Boonville's own Tyson Harmon just a couple of weeks ago, but now is coming out against this team. The numbers so far this year for Richardson: 27 innings pitched with a 3 ERA, just 10 runs, only 9 of them earned, 26 hits. He leads the team in walks allowed with just 7 and 25 strikeouts for the ace. On the other side of things, it's Ian Farber, the pitcher, out to start this game for Boonville. He's become a starting pitcher in this rotation with depleted arms, and we'll have numbers on him after the national anthem. We'll step aside and be right back after this. Welcome back into Eastfield. Evan Simbita here right before the first pitch of this PGCBL contest. It's Ian Farber, as I mentioned, the starting pitcher for this Boonville team. His last start came just a couple of days ago against the Glens Falls Dragons. It was 3 innings pitched with 5 earned runs, including a grand slam allowed in the first inning. And ultimately, that contest was kind of out of reach from the start. Boonville would get back into it. 10-8 was the final, as it was a 2-run shot by Masai Marshall that helped them crawl within 2 runs, but ultimately that would go down as a loss. Starting lineups for both teams coming up for the Lumberjacks. Zeb Swangham started 15 straight games going into today and finally gets an off day. It's Bronx Lewis, Will Hill, Kanias Davis, Devon Abaga, Carson Beatty, then Elijah Negron, Noah Reed, Oliver Lawrence, and Jihad Guy rounding out the 9-man lineup. First time all year that Boonville have only put up 9 in a starting lineup. And then for the Dragons, it's Rene Vega III, Giorgio Panapinto, Tyler McKillop, Tyler Worth, Tay Robinson, Anthony Lino, Jack Rigabor, a new face against this Boonville team, Billy Barthel, Brady Fandle, and Shane Hoover. 10 men in the lineup for the Dragons here tonight. So Colin Richardson getting the warm-up tosses ready. Almost game time here in Boonville. Lumberjacks just trying to snap this streak. Depleted team as well, though. Obviously not their first choices in the lineup today in some positions. Swangham certainly deserves an off day. It's been a lot of baseball for him. He's been good at the plate, but ultimately can only play guys so many games in a row. It's been over 2 weeks straight of baseball for Swangham, and then With Michael Clarkson gone, the DH, the all-star DH, not available anymore. Huge loss for this Boonville team. And stepping up in his place today is Devon Abaga. Usually we see him over in the middle infield. Played second last night, shortstop the game before that, but ultimately it has been a lot of errors in the field for him. So Christian Griffin opts to keep the bat in the lineup, but just take him out of the field. Richardson out on the mound. As I mentioned, the co-PGCBL Pitcher of the Week along with Tyson Harmon. That was just over 2 weeks ago, back when the Lumberjacks were coming off of a win against Utica on the road, and that is still the last win for this Boonville team. 2-1 record coming into tonight, 3.0 ERA. Last game came against Mohawk Valley, went 7 innings strong with just 1 earned run and 3 hits away, as well as 7 strikeouts. First pitch in there on Bronx Lewis, that one for a called strike. He's been strong, had a complete game that helped him earn that Pitcher of the Week against Oneonta with just 2 earned runs, as here's the 0-1. Taken just outside, off speed, misses, 1-1 the count. So he's been strong all year, hasn't gone under 5 innings in a performance, and that one was all the way back in May. He's been borderline unhittable for the last month and a half. Looks to continue that here today against Boonville. It's Bronx Lewis, the lefty, stands in, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on that one, out in front of the off speed, and quickly goes down 1-2. Lewis starting out in right field today. We've seen him in center and in left. This is first start in right, though. The 1-2. Taken in there for a called third strike. Lewis can't get the bat off the shoulder there and goes down in 4 pitches for out number 1. Richardson's got strikeout number 1 on the day, and it brings up Will Hill. So it's Richardson who leads this team with 24 Ks, adding 25 right there. And now the center fielder, Will Hill, stands in from the right side and awaits the delivery. Here it is. Swing and a miss on that one, out in front of the off speed and quickly down 0-1. Hill played in the Oneonta game a couple of days ago, had 1 walk and 2 flyouts in 3 plate appearances. Here's the 0-1. Taken inside, fastball misses, and the count 1-1 now. He's played 2 games so far against Glens Falls this season. He's got 8 at-bats, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs. The 1-1. Taken up high, off-speed misses, and Will Hill ahead in this count, 2-1. Hasn't gotten going as much as expected with a .203 batting average, but starting to ramp playing time back up. The 1-2. High yet again, 3-1 the count. Started in 5 of the last 7 games, and in one of those that he didn't start had a pinch hit appearance, so after committing to play at Wharton Junior College, has been in the lineup nearly every day. The 3-1 on the way. Swung on and hit up the middle. This one right to the shortstop. Vandals got it and throws over to first in time for out number 2. Close play down there at first as Worth had to squeeze it, but he gets him for the second out of the inning and brings up Kanias Davis. So it's Davis, the Alcorn State transfer. Reportedly is heading to Florida A&M University. Just played in the Swingman Classic a couple days ago in Philadelphia. Got off the plane and came right back to Boonville and played in the Oneonta game 2 days ago. Had 2 hits in that loss. The first pitch. Checks on that one. Doesn't go, but it's in there for a called strike 1. Played in the Utica game yesterday as well. Had 2 hits, one of them being a double and 1 RBI. The 0-1. Swung on and hit high into shallow right field. That one's going to get down for a single. Kanias Davis has the first hit of this game as Robinson picks it up and gets it back in. And finally a base runner. It brings up Devon Abaga. In what ultimately has been a pretty disappointing Boonville lineup the last couple of days, Davis has kept it afloat. He's got hits in 6 of his last 7 contests and walks in 4 of those games as well. Keeping the lineup afloat as here's the first pitch on Abaga. Fastball inside, taken for ball 1. Baga so far this season hitting .192 with 10 hits, 18 strikeouts and 9 walks as the 1-0 taken down low. Almost checks his swing. Appeal down to second is not going to happen. So 2-0 the count now on Baga. Was supposed to play Division I baseball at Seattle University, but ultimately didn't go. Now here in Boonville. Runner goes from first. The 2-0 is in there for a called strike, but the throw not in time. Kanias Davis is in there safe at second, and a runner in scoring position here for Boonville. Davis has been snatching bags as of late. That's his third in the last 2 contests. Had 2 yesterday. And 2-1 the count now on Baga. The 2-1. Off speed in there for a called strike, and the count all even. So 2 straight strikes in the zone right there for Richardson, and the count quickly moves from 2-0 to 2-2. Richardson steps off, asks for time, he'll get it. Baga's last game was the Oneonta game 2 days ago, was 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a single. Needs to put up better numbers here in the 4 spot today. Already batting with a runner on second. It's Kanias Davis tying his shoe down there, and Richardson steps off yet again. Bit of sportsmanship there as Davis was ultimately fiddling with the laces, but he's ready now. Richardson steps up for the 3rd attempt of throwing this 2-2 pitch. Baga ready for it. Here it comes. Hit high into shallow right field. Robinson ranging towards the foul line. This one going to get down in a fair ball. Hustling around third and scoring is Kanias Davis as Baga in there with a stand-up double. It's 1-0 Boonville here in the top of the 1st inning. So the small ball continues to work for Christian Griffin and his men, manufacturing a run right there with the stolen base and clutch 2-out hitting by Baga, and it brings up Carson Beatty. Richardson doesn't allow a lot of 1st inning runs. That's his 1st in his last 2 appearances. But Boonville taking the all-star pitcher to 1 run already. It's the lefty first baseman Carson Beatty stands in. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on that one, out in front. 0-1 the count on the Kalamazoo freshman. Didn't play too much in Kalamazoo, only had a couple at-bats. Pick back to the runner at second, not in time as the second baseman Vegas got it. It was just 3 at-bats. He was 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout at Kalamazoo, but has come to the PGCBL. He's got a .940 on-base percentage in 12 games. The 0-1 on the way. In there for a called strike and quickly down 0-2. Beatty doesn't strike out too much. He has a little bit more as of late with 2 last game, but would like to avoid one here. The 0-2. Gets away from Richardson, and that's going to be a free 90 feet for Baga. The off-speed just slips above the head of the catcher Lino to the backstop, and Baga's in there standing at third. So Beatty, the slap hitter, has a good RBI opportunity here. He's got 6 hits on the year. All of them have been singles. This would be another good opportunity for him to plate a run. 3 RBIs on the season, looking to add to that tally. The 1-2, taken down low, off speed misses, and the count all even, 2-2 now. Beatty has started at first base in 7 of the last 8 contests. The only one that he didn't was the game yesterday against Utica. It was the starting pitcher Ian Farber at first base. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Off-speed backdoor slider gets him swinging and missing, and that is out number 3. Boonville leave 1 stranded at third, but do plate 1 against all-star Colin Richardson and are up 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 1st. We'll be right back on the Boonville Radio Network after this. Ian Farber, the lefty, out there ready for his first start in a couple of days, is now a regular member of this rotation. The lefty with 5 appearances as a pitcher so far this season, just that one start, but a 7.5 ERA and six innings pitched. He's got 6 runs, 5 of them earned, with 3 hits and 8 walks given up, but 7 strikeouts as well. Came into that last start having not given up an earned run all season long. Ultimately would be tagged for 5 with that grand slam in that top of the first inning. I would hope to do better now. It's against the same team, Glens Falls, that he did face just a couple of days ago. Was able to get 5 days of rest, but with a depleted bullpen and really depleted arms all around, has to come in and start in this game. So it's Rene Vega, a familiar face for these Boonville players, out there to lead off this game for the Glens Falls Dragons in the leadoff spot. He's played in 5 games, all 5 against the Lumberjacks this season with 13 at-bats. He's got 5 hits, 6 RBIs, and 6 walks, as well as 6 strikeouts. Farber, the lefty, ready against the righty Vega. Here's the pitch. Fastball down low, misses. Lawrence has to grab that one out of the dirt, and the count 1-0. Vega does have a strikeout in every game against Boonville this year. He's got 6 in total, including 2 in the last game. The 1-0. Fastball down low. Vega has to move his feet out of the way as that one almost hits him, and the count 2-0 now. That was one of Farber's struggles in that last appearance. It was the walks. Gave up 3 walks to load the bases before that grand slam. Needs to get ahead of counts today. The 2-0. Fastball in there for a called strike. Clips the upper part of the zone right there, and 2-1 the count now. Vega, a switch-hitting infielder out of Post University, a Division II Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference school. 2-1 on the way. Swung on and hit to the left side. This one going to get down in shallow left field for a single. He's hustling around first base and going into second. Throw is not in time as he pulled up short on the bag, but ultimately the throw offline by the left fielder Reed. Vega slid head first about 10 feet short of the bag. A good throw, and he is absolutely hosed, but the left fielder Reed airmailed the throw, and it ultimately found its way to the first baseman Carson Beatty, and he's in there safe with a double. So Vega catches a lucky break right there, and now it's Giorgio Panapinto, the center fielder, standing in from the right side. It's Vega on second, no outs here in this bottom of the first. First pitch by Farber. Swung on and hit onto the left side, but that one foul and out of play. 0-1 the count. Panapinto played in that Amsterdam game last night. Was 1 for 5, single, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a flyout. Batting .267 on the year. He's down 0-1 in this count. The next offering. This one chopped just foul yet again, this time into the Boonville dugout, and Panapinto quickly down 0-2. Panapinto does struggle with the strikeout. He leads this team with the punch-outs, 35 on the season in 29 games played. Over a third of his at-bats, he goes down via the punch-out, and down 0-2 right now. The next pitch. Down low, fastball misses by Farber, and 1-2 the count. Panapinto's reached base in 15 of the last 17 games. Only time he didn't reach was a pinch hit at bat against Oneonta. The 1-2. Swung on and chopped foul yet again. Panapinto just keeps sticking out the barrel and reaching it, and stays alive. Count remains 1-2. Panapinto, a freshman out of Grand Island, New York, plays his college baseball at Iona University, Division I MAAC school. One-two on the way. That one in there for a called third strike. Panepinto took that fastball right down the middle, and that is out number one for Ian Farber. Hasn't relied on the strikeout too much, just 8 on the year, including that one right there, but a crucial out. The runner staying on second base right there and brings up the extra hitter, Tyler McKillop. McKillop out of UMass Lowell. Stands in from the right side with a bright orange bat. Here's the next pitch. Curveball tops the zone and misses. 1-0 the count. McKillop in 26 games played this season has a .239 average, 17 hits, with 6 of them being doubles and 2 of them being long balls. 1-0. Fastball misses outside, and Farber behind another batter. It's 2-0 the count on McKillop. He's been on base in 6 of the last 7 games. He's been very productive and ahead of this count. The 2-0. Hit to the left side. Davis has got it over at third. Long throw is in time. Beatty picks it out of the dirt for out number 2. And the runner, Vega, has to stay put at second. 2 straight outs here for Farber, and it brings up Tyler Worth. We know defensively ground balls have been an issue for this Boonville team, especially the last couple games. It's cost them wins against Utica and arguably one last night as well. Next batter is the first baseman, Tyler Worth, as there's 2 away. Farber steps off for time. It's still the runner, Vega, back there on second base. Lumberjacks do know that he is a speedy runner, as he's played against them so many times so far this year. Does have 4 stolen bases on the year. He's 4th in the Glens Falls Dragons in that category. 0-1 the count on Worth. Righty ready for this next pitch. Here it comes. Just gets a piece of that one, fouls it to the backstop, and the count quickly 0-2. Worth played in the win against Amsterdam last night for these Glens Falls Dragons, had 2 hits and 2 RBIs, as well as a hit by pitch. Seems like everyone really came alive. That was a win against Amsterdam here at East Field. An improbable win for the Dragons while still in 6th place, looking to get back into the playoff race. Worth stands in for the 0-2. It's on the way. Hit up the middle, Farber just off the glove, but Negron finds it, and that ground ball hits the dirt, and safe the call at first. Throw was late by Negron, who had that throw bounced off of his glove. Just couldn't field it cleanly. Transition was good, but the throw not in time as Worth was hustling down the first base line. Runners on the corners now for Tay Robinson. They're going to score that one a hit on the scoreboard, so 2 hits already against Ian Farber in this inning. And another one right there where it's just been ground balls that this Boonville team hasn't been able to field. Here comes the right fielder, Tay Robinson. First pitch. Fastball taken up high for ball 1. Out of the University Townsend Division I CAA school. Redshirt sophomore out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. 1-0 on the way from Farber. Down low in the dirt, gets away from Lawrence, but not too far, is able to get back on top of this one, and the count moves to 2-0. It's Vega over on third, who reached on a leadoff double in this inning. Tyler Worth on first, who just reached on that single. 2 outs and a 2-0 count to Tay Robinson, the right fielder. Here's the pitch. Fouled back and out of play just off the end of the bat of Tay Robinson, and the count moves to 2-1. Robinson on a 7-game strikeout streak with 15 in the span. Second on the team in strikeouts with 31 total on the season. Head of this count, however, 2-1. Farber set. Here's the pitch. Down low in the dirt, gets away, and that one hits Robinson in the back foot. So bases are loaded now off of that hit by pitch by Farber, and it's the catcher Anthony Lino up now. Holding on to a lead has not been easy for the Lumberjacks this season, mainly because they haven't been able to get them. But with a 1-0 lead here in this bottom of the first inning, bases loaded with Lino, crucial out needed here for Farber. Did allow that grand slam in the top of the first inning last time out against the Dragons. Needs to avoid allowing another one of those. Lino stands in from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and hit to the left side. This one picked up by Davis. Throw over to second is in time for out number 3, and they leave them loaded. It's still 1-0 Boonville heading into the second inning. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network after this. Still Richardson out there on the mound for the Dragons after surrendering just 1 run off of 2 hits in that first inning. Did also have 2 punch-outs though, 1 swinging and 1 looking. Due up for the Lumberjacks, it's Elijah Negron, the shortstop, Noah Reed, the left fielder, and Oliver Lawrence, the catcher. Obviously the Lumberjacks only batting 9 today. That's the first time all season that they've done that, and see how the rewards end up coming for this Boonville team. Already with 1 run in the first inning. Haven't been able to jump out in front of pitchers, especially with Richardson, who doesn't give up a lot of early runs, so early signs are positive for this Boonville team. It's the righty Negron stepping in now, starting at shortstop today. We've seen him bounce in between left infield spots, but in the central one today. First pitch on the way, and that a fastball taken down low for ball 1. Negron, a sophomore out of Peekskill, New York, just about 170 miles southeast of here near New York City. The 1-0. Hit up the middle off the end of the bat, though. This one picked up by Fandel, and the throw in plenty of time over to first base. He retires Negron for out number 1, and that brings up the left fielder, Noah Reed. So Negron grounds out for out number 1. It brings up the left fielder, who steps in from the right side. Redshirt sophomore out of Columbiana, Alabama. First pitch on the way. Takes that one in there for a called strike. It's a Firehouse red bat here for Noah Reed today. The bat that we see Will Hill use a lot as well. As the next pitch, a curveball topping the part of the zone right there, and the count 0-2 on Reed. He struck out in 9 of his 14 games played so far this year, 3 straight, and he's been punched out in and down 0-2. Richardson ready for this next pitch. It's on the way. Chopped up the middle, right back to Richardson, who fields it nonchalantly and throws to Worth for out number 2. Was able to really take his time with that throw as he kind of looked down, touched the hat, and then threw over to first to retire Reed for out number 2. So 2 straight ground outs here in this inning. Richardson making quick work of the bottom of the Boonville lineup, and it's the catcher Oliver Lawrence up now. First pitch. Off speed taken outside for ball 1. Lawrence hasn't played since the Amsterdam game. We thought he would probably get the start yesterday just due to the fact that they usually alternate catchers with this Boonville team, but it was Bischoff for the 2nd day in a row. 1-0 is a fastball that misses inside. 2-0 the count now on the Essex native. Has played 2 games against Glens Falls this year. It's 1 for 4 with an RBI. The 2-0 hit right down the first base line, that one curving foul. So a long strike right there for Lawrence, and 2-1 the count. Lawrence has had hits in 5 out of his 7 games played so far this year. As the next pitch on the way, hit into shallow center field. Coming over on making the catch on that one is the second baseman Vega, and that is out number 3. Just off the inside of the bat, and they go down 1-2-3 here in this top of the 2nd inning. Still with the 1-0 lead though. Heading into the bottom of the 2nd, Lumberjacks on top. The lefty Farber still out on the mound for the Boonville Lumberjacks here to start this bottom of the 2nd inning. 1-0 lead in favor of Boonville. And starting out, it's the bottom of the lineup for the Glens Falls Dragons. Jackie Rigabar, Billy Barthel, and Brady Fandel, the 7, 8, 9 part of the lineup. With the Glens Falls batting 10 here today, though, it will be Shane Hoover, the 4th batter, due up in this inning before flipping back over. The lefty ready for the pitch. Here it is. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Rigabar, a high school senior, committed to go play baseball at Yale in this upcoming season out of Saratoga Springs, New York. Here's the next delivery. The 0-1 misses way inside. Fastball gets away from Farber right there, and the count is 1-1. Only played in 1 previous game against Boonville, was 0 for 2 with the strikeout. The 1-1 in there for a called strike 2. Rigabar is on a 3-game hit streak. He's still looking for that first extra base hit, though. They've all been singles so far this year. 4 hits, 1 RBI, but all of them the single variety. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. In there for a called third strike. Regabar thought about swinging on that one, but couldn't make up his mind, and painting the black right there for out number 1 is Ian Farber. Punch out number 2 on the day for the lefty, and it brings up Billy Barthel, the designated hitter. Freshman out of Wagner, batting from the right side against this lefty pitcher. First delivery. Hit high into shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder Lewis, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down early here in this one. It's Regabar and then Barthel going down in succession, and now the shortstop Brady Fandel. It's been busy in the field so far today. Already had a couple putouts in just 2 innings of work out there at short, but now at the plate. Freshman out of Pine Bush, New York, standing in from the right side. Farber ready. Here's the pitch. Hit back and out of play over the Glens Falls dugout. 0-1 the count. Fandel played in the Amsterdam game last night, was 0 for 4, had 3 strikeouts, but did reach on a walk. Has similarly struggled against Boonville so far this year. 0-1 the count. The next pitch taken away, fastball misses, and the count 1-1 now. He's 0 for 2 in his only game played against Boonville so far this season. That was the second game of the doubleheader that would be prematurely canceled, forfeited in the 3rd inning by the Glens Falls Dragons. 1-1 the count. Off speed in there for a called strike 2. Little looper right there. The curveball just hits the inside part of the plate, and the count 1-2 now. Fandel with just 1 hit in his last 4 games, but does like to draw the walk with 3 of those in that span. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Outside corner. Fandel couldn't get the bat out to it, and that is out number 3. After going down 1-2-3 in the top of the second, Lumberjacks retire them in order. It's still 1-0. Lumberjacks on top. We head to the 3rd inning right after this. It's the 9th hitter in this order, Jihad Guy, out there to lead off the top of the 3rd inning for the Lumberjacks before it flips back over to Bronx Lewis and Will Hill at the top of the lineup. Still Colin Richardson out on the mound, 2 innings so far for the Dragons with just 1 earned run, which came in that top of the 1st inning. It was Kanias Davis who scored that run, will be due up 4th if he can get up in this inning. First, it's the second baseman, Jihad Guy. Hasn't been up yet today, but has faced the Dragons in 3 previous games this season. 2 for 9 with an RBI and 2 walks. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken up high for ball 1. Guy has been ramping up playing time as of late. He's started at second base and outfield. Most of them in the infield, though. 1-0 inside on him. 2-0 the count now. Had his previous 6 starts before yesterday come at second base, then was able to start in his native outfield position out in center yesterday, and now back in the right side of the infield for this one. 2-0, swing and a miss right there, out in front of the off speed, and the count moves to 2-1. He's got 4 hits in his last 6 games, but just 1 in the last 4 of those. struggling at the plate as of late. The 2-1 taken up high yet again. 3-1 the count now. He's got just 2 walks all season, on the verge of number 3 right here. Both of those walks came against the Dragons. Swung on and hit to the left side. This one fielded easily by Rigabar, and the throw in plenty of time down to first. Retires Jihad Guy for out number 1, and it brings up the right fielder, Bronx Lewis. Pitch right there was in the zone. A good swing right there by Guy, but unfortunately does go down for out number 1. So it's Lewis who struck out looking the first time up here today. Stands in against the righty Richardson from the left side of the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. And the count 0-1 on the Concordia University outfielder. Just graduated from there and looking to get some tape and go play pro ball. Down 0-1 though in this count. Here's the next pitch. Hit into right field. Coming in on this one is Robinson. Diving, can't make the catch. As Lewis rounds first, he's going to second base. Finally picked up and put into the infield by the center fielder Panapinto. But it's a double right there for Bronx Lewis. Just 1 out in the inning and brings up Will Hill. So first hit of the day for Lewis. A much needed one right there as they continue to jump on Colin Richardson. It was a close catch out there and right by the right fielder Tay Robinson, but just came off the end of the glove. Ultimately got past him. Good thing Panapinto was covering, or else that could have been 3 bases. So the center fielder Will Hill stands in. Here's the first pitch. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Hill so far today grounded out to short. That was out number 2 in the top of the first inning. Hill ready. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on that one, and quickly down 0-2. Freshman out of the University of Texas, but traveling to Wharton County Junior College. 0-2 on the way. Hit high above the Glens Falls dugout. That one a long foul ball, and the count remains 0-2. Started 6 of the last 8 games despite being one of the younger players on this team. With a 2.03 average, is starting to heat up though. The 0-2. Inside on him, thinks about going, but moves out of the way, the off speed, and the count moves to 1-2. Had a triple against Glens Falls in the game on July 8th. Was his first extra base hit since a double against the Dragons back on the 20th. This one a check swing on the 1-2, just rolls behind home plate, foul ball. Count remains there. So he's had success against the Dragons with double and triple so far this season. It's only had 2 extra base hits outside of the Dragons so far this season. The 1-2. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Foul tip into the catcher's glove as Lino squeezes it and retires him for out number 2. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Colin Richardson. That's how he likes to go after hitters. Strike him out. And he's done so already with 1 in every inning. So brings up the third baseman, Kanias Davis. Singled in his first time up, ultimately would steal second and then come home off the Devon Abaga double. First pitch is hit to the left side. This one's going to get through for a single. Bronx Lewis is being waved home, but the throw by Hoover in plenty of time. And gunned down at home plate is Bronx Lewis. Head coach Christian Griffin knows that wasn't his best send down there, down the left field line, but got to be aggressive against this pitcher. So a single by Davis. He's on for the second time today, but it won't really matter that much. Lumberjacks go down by sending a runner home, but still have a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 3rd. The lefty Farber back out for inning number 3 of work here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Has to face Shane Hoover, the 10th hitter of this lineup, before it flips over to Rene Vega and Giorgio Panepinto. So first it's the left fielder Hoover, who stands in from the left side. Awaits his first at-bat of the day. Lefty on lefty matchup right here. First delivery is down low in the dirt from Farber. Fastball misses. 1-0 the count on the Seton Hall commit out of Sparta, New Jersey. Here's the 1-0. Curveball in there for a called strike. Farber with the bit of a Eufus pitch right there. But it's in there. 1-1 the count now. Next pitch. Inside, that one misses. Same curveball, but different spot, and the count 2-1 now on Hoover, who's played in 2 games against the Boonville Lumberjacks this season. 1 for 7 with the double. 2-1. Hit into center field. Camping underneath this one is Will Hill, and makes the catch for out number 1. Long, hard out right there for the pitcher Farber, but he gets it, and the lineup flips over for Rene Vega. Just the second flyout of the day for the Glens Falls Dragons. They've been hitting the ball on the ground a lot. It's been a lot of soft contact, courtesy of the pitcher Farber, and it's Rene Vega who had a leadoff double, who stands in the box now. Farber calls for a new baseball from his catcher Oliver Lawrence and walks back to the mound. Sun's still up here at East Field. It's been a lot of late sunsets here, as even into the 9 p.m.s we've seen the sun here in central New York. First pitch is hit foul there by Vega. Vega would ultimately be stranded at third in that bottom of the first inning. It was bases loaded for Farber, but they left them there. And then it was 1-2-3 in the next inning. Stands in from the right side. Switch hitter out of Post University. He's down 0-1 right here with no runners on, 1 out. The next pitch. Inside. Vega has to move out of the way as that fastball misses, and the count 1-1 now. Last time these two teams met, Vega came in on a 5-game hitless streak and got 2 hits in that performance, and now has had hits in 3 straight. Here comes the 1-1. Down low, fastball misses for Farber, and the count 2-1 now on Vega, who still hasn't moved the bat from his shoulder. He's had a strikeout in every game against the Lumberjacks so far this season. Has avoided one so far today. The 2-1, curveball misses up high. That's been the pitch that Farber's gone to. The off-speed has been primarily curveballs today, but that one just misses the top of the zone. It's been hanging them a little bit, but none of these Glens Falls hitters have caught on. 3-1 on the way. Fastball misses outside, and Vega draws the walk right there in 5 pitches. Runner on with just 1 out here for Giorgio Panepinto. So it's Panepinto who struck out looking on one of those loopy curveballs in that first inning, standing in from the right side now. He's got no extra base hits in his last 7 games. The last was against this Boonville team back on July 1st. Was a double. First pitch. Down low, curveball misses yet again, and the count 1-0. Farber on that last sequence to Vega had a bunch of curveballs, ultimately only pumped the fastball when it was way outside of the zone. Seems to be doing the same here. Want to know the count on Panepinto. The next pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's down low, and Lawrence is going to go meet with his pitcher. Hasn't been the sequence here to start this 3rd inning that Farber has wanted, but it has been a strong night for him overall. 3 strikeouts, only 2 hits given up, along with 2 walks and a hit by pitch, but hasn't given up a run yet. Got to be careful here with a 2-0 count to Panepinto, 1 out, and the runner Vega on first. So they're all ready. Whatever was said on the mound, the new plan of attack. 2-0 coming. Outside, fastball misses. Lawrence threatens to throw back to first and back pick Vega, but doesn't. And the count moves to 3-0 now on Panepinto. The outfielder played last night, was 1 for 5 in the win against Amsterdam. 0 for 1 here today, but ahead 3-0. The next delivery, fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Panepinto was struck out in 10 of the last 11 games. The only game he didn't was back on July 8th against the Lumberjacks. Has found success against this team. 2 doubles on the year against Boonville. Hasn't yet today. 3-1 on the way. Down low, that one gets away from Lawrence, but that's a walk either way. Vega hustles down to second, but won't be able to get any further. And there's runners on first and second now for Tyler McKillop. So 2 straight walks, the first 2 of the day for Farber. And it brings up the extra hitter who grounded out in his first plate appearance today. He's played in 4 games against the Lumberjacks this season, 2 for 11 with a double and 3 RBIs, as well as 5 walks. Farber stares down the catcher Lawrence, awaiting the sign. He finally gets it. Here's the first pitch on McKillop. Curveball in there for a called strike. It's McKillop with an orange bat now. Came out with a blue one in the first at-bat, but is switching it up. Down 0-1 though. Standing in on the right side against the lefty Farber. Here's the pitch. Fastball down low, gets away from Lawrence, bounces off the backstop, but both runners will advance. Vega moves over to third, Panepinto to second, and Farber in some real trouble here. 2 runners in scoring position, just 1 out, and a 1-1 count here to McKillop. He's been on base in 6 of the last 7 games, but not yet in this one. The 1-1 taken outside for strike 2. 1-2 the count now. At UMass Lowell, had 8 games played as a freshman, just 1 start. Was 2 for 3 on the year. All of those hits doubles with just 1 RBI and 5 strikeouts. Here's the 1-2. Chopped foul down the third base line. Was way out in front of that one and lucky to just put the bat on the ball. Count remains 1-2. Packed here at East Field here tonight, as there was the wing eating contest before first pitch. Now, I was certainly entertained by that. Winner seems to be a Little League coach who's sitting just a few rows in front of me. Enjoying the weather here. The 1-2. Down low in the dirt, gets away from Lawrence yet again, bounces off the backstop, and that's going to be the first run of the day for the Dragons. 2 straight wild pitches by Farber as the runner Panepinto moves over to third as well, and the count moves to 2-2. It's just been 2 sliders that have really gotten away from Farber, both of them in the dirt. One of them through the legs of Lawrence, and 1-1 the score now. So Vega goes home, Panepinto on third. It's still McKillop at the plate. 2-2 the count on him with 1 out here in this bottom of the third. Here's the next pitch. Hit down the left side, foul yet again. McKillop way early on that off speed, and the count remains 2-2. McKillop's got 17 hits so far on the year, 16 RBIs, but 17 strikeouts as well. Most of them coming as of late. 2-2 on the way. Just got a piece of that one, fouls it off yet again and stays alive. It's the runner on deck, Tyler Worth, running to grab that one. Finally does behind the dish. Struck out in half of his college at-bats. A little under a fifth of these ones. 2-2, fouls it off yet again, this time off of his shin. Seems to be all right, and the count remains 2-2. Farber just can't seem to get McKillop out. He's been a tough out against the Lumberjacks all season long, but is 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the 2-2. Inside, fastball misses, and the count runs full. Infield at their normal depth right now. It's the third baseman, Kanias Davis, pinched slightly towards third in case Farber wants a pickoff attempt, but as a lefty, that's probably unlikely. 3-2 on the way. Hit high into left field. Noah Reed is looking up and camps under this one. Runner is going to tag from third, though. It's Panapinto running home, and he is in there. No throw to home. And the Glens Falls Dragons take a 2-1 lead. So 2 outs, no runners on now for the next batter up, Tyler Worth. Both runs surrendered by Farber. Could have been avoided really with 2 wild pitches that helped the runners move up to where they were. And now it's the first baseman Worth. First pitch. Inside, curveball misses, and the count 1-0. It's Panapinto and Vega who have scored in this inning. Both of them got on via the walk. Hasn't been a hit in this third inning. 1-0. Down low, fastball misses yet again, almost hits the foot of the batter Worth, and the count 2-0. Farber's been struggling to keep the pitch count low here. We know with the depleted bullpen that Boonville need their starters to go deep into games. Farber, not really your typical starter archetype, though, hasn't really gone too much deeper than the third inning in any of the games this summer. The 2-0. Soared on that one. Worth couldn't hold up on the swing, and 2-1 the count. Right-handed, 6'1", 215-pound freshman out of FDU. Played in 20 games at the D1 level last season. Had a 143 batting average. 2-1 on the way. Hits this one right up the middle. Negron's got it and throws over to first in time for out number 3. So Boonville surrender 2 here and lose their lead. It's 2-1 Glens Falls heading into the 4th inning. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network after this. So pitching today with the first time with the lead is the right-hander Colin Richardson for the Glens Falls Dragons, out here for his 4th inning of work. Just 1 hit allowed, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 earned run on the all-star pitcher. Has to face Devon Abaga, who had that RBI double in the 1st inning, then Carson Beatty, who struck out, and Eli Negron. So it's Abaga standing in there today. First time he's been a DH so far this season. He's been playing the field or pitching in all of his previous appearances. stands in righty on righty matchup here with Richardson and awaits the first delivery. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Fastball blown by Abaga, and the count 0-1 now. Last game Abaga played in hitting-wise was in Oneonta. Was 1 for 4 with the strikeout. 0-1. Curveball misses way up high, and the count even 1-1 now. He's played 3 games against the Dragons this year. 2 hits and 1 RBI on the season. 0-2. Foul to the backstop, and count remains there. Does have 2 walks as well against Glens Falls. Both of those in the last game these two teams played back on July 8th. One and 2 the count to the designated hitter Abaga. Richardson hunting strikeout number 4. Here's the pitch. Taken up high, fastball misses. 2-2 the count. Abaga's had two game hits in his last 4. As here's the 1-2. Popped high, backing out of play, hits off the top of the broadcast booth, and the count 1-2. His first multi-hit came back against Utica on June 21st. That's been his only multi-hit game so far this season. The 1-2. Chop to the left side, right to head coach Christian Griffin, who makes the play. Bare hands that one and throws it back to the pitcher Richardson on a fly. Looks like coach has still got it down there on that third base line. Puts the hands up as if to say it's nothing special and goes back to it. The 1-2, check swing down the middle, and a called strike 3 right there on Abaga. Second strikeout looking so far by these Boonville Lumberjacks today. 4th of the day for Richardson, and that is out number 1 in this 4th inning. Brings up Carson Beatty, who struck out himself swinging in the last time he was up. That would be the top of the 1st inning. First pitch from Richardson. Chopped down the first baseline, but foul. 0-1 the count. Kalamazoo freshman's played in 12 games, ramping up the playing time, playing in 6 of the last 7. As here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of that one, and quickly down 0-2. Beatty doesn't strike out too much, but has been in the last couple games. He's only got 10 on the year, but 3 of those have come in the last 2 contests. He's down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Taken up high, fastball misses. 1-2 the count. Big ground ball hitter, slap hitting first baseman with just 3 outs recorded in the air this season. 1-2. Another one up high, but this one called for strike 3. Beatty thought that was going to be the same spot as the last pitch, but goes down looking. 2 straight strikeouts for Colin Richardson. He's up to 5 on the day and brings up Elijah Negron. So it's Negron who grounded out to short in his first plate appearance today, standing in from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Chopped to the left side yet again. This one down the third baseline, but called foul by the home plate umpire. That one looked to be close, but did look to indeed go over the left side of the infield. So 0-1 the count now on Negron. He's played in 4 games against these Dragons, including 1 as a pitcher. Back in the lineup today in his native hitting position, though. The 0-1. Hit high into shallow left field. Coming in on this one is the center fielder, Panapinto, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Lumberjacks go down 1-2-3 for the 2nd time here tonight, and that will do it for the top of the 4th inning. Glens Falls Dragons on top 2-1. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network after this. It's still the lefty Ian Farber out there for inning number 4 of work. Gave up 2 in the last inning, but hopefully can keep it clean here in this one. First 3 batters he will face is the right fielder Tay Robinson, catcher Anthony Lino, and then the third baseman Jack Rigabar. First up, it's Robinson, who was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. Here's the first one. Shows bunt, pulls back on it, and it's down low for ball 1. See if he shows bunt yet again. It's both corner outfield infielders staying at their normal depth. Here's the next pitch. Hit to the left side. This one down the third base line, but foul. And the count 1-1 now. Robinson, in his 3 games played against Boonville this year, has 9 at-bats, no hits, but 1 RBI off of a sac fly and 4 walks. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side. This one going to get into left field for a single. The third baseman, Kanias Davis, taking a stab at that one, but he couldn't grab it, and a leadoff single right there for the batter Robinson. In comes Anthony Lino. So Robinson on for the second time here today. Now up comes the backstop Lino from the right side. Division II Eckerd College product. The lefty Farber ready for the pitch. Here it comes as the runner breaks from first. Pickoff attempt, and they've got him in a rundown. Chag is not in time, though. Throw over by the first baseman, Carson Beatty, was too slow as Jihad Guy couldn't apply the tag. And it's a stolen base right there for Tay Robinson. It was a great move right there by the lefty Ian Farber. Was able to get him in the rundown, but couldn't actually execute it. So runner on second, no outs here for Anthony Lino. First pitch is on the way. Hit high into center field. Camping underneath this one is Will Hill. He's able to make the catch, and the runner from second, Robinson, cannot tag up, and that is the first out of the inning and brings up the third baseman, Jack Rigabar. Farber continues to get the soft contact and continues working through this Glens Falls lineup. It's 1 out here for the corner infielder, Rigabar. Standing in from the left side, high school senior out of Saratoga Springs, New York. First pitch, hit to the left side. Negron's got this one. Throw over to first is in time. What an impressive throw right there by Negron, who was moving towards the left side. Stabbed out the glove, was fully running into left field, made a cross-body throw, and gets him for out number 2. The runner Robinson is able to advance to third on this one, though. But it's out number 2, a crucial one right there for Farber, and brings up the designated hitter, Billy Barthel. First pitch on him, swung to the backstop, 0-1 the count. We have seen some mishaps in the field from these Lumberjacks during the last couple games, but a strong play right there by Negron to get him for out number 2. 0-1 the count on Barthel. Here's the pitch. Fouled off yet again to the backstop, just gets a piece of that one and is quickly down 0-2. It was Barthel who flew out to right, was out number 2 in what was a 1-2-3 bottom of the second inning. Looking to avoid another one right here. Farber stares him down ahead 0-2. Here comes the next pitch. Down low, fastball misses, and the count 1-2 now. The catcher Lawrence threatens to throw over to third, but doesn't. Looks to be Jonathan Tetzloff warming up in the Boonville bullpen. Should be the next man up, as this could be it for the lefty Farber. 1-2 on the way. Chopped high to the middle of the infield. Jihad Guy gets it, and there's going to be no throw. Momentum was taking him away from the baseball right there, and that's going to be another run as Tay Robinson scores from third. I'll call that one an infield single as it was hit to a tough place, chopped very high off of the dirt right in front of home plate. And Barthel's got an RBI single, his first single of the day, and brings up Brady Fandle. First pitch misses on Fandle. shortstop who struck out swinging his first time up today. Here comes the 1-0. Down low, misses. The catcher Lawrence stops it with the glove, and the count moves to 2-0. So Farber has been filling up the strike zone so far today. In this inning, at least. He was getting behind in counts, but hasn't done so in the last couple batters. Here's the 2-0. Outside yet again, 3-0 the count now on the shortstop Fandel. It's Shane Hoover on deck, who flew out to center in his first plate appearance. Then the lineup flips back over for Rene Vega. Got to deal with the FDU freshman first, though. He's ahead 3-0. Here comes the next delivery. Fastball down the middle for strike one. Fandel has reached base in just one of the last 3 games, but does like to draw the walk. Had 3 of them all the way back on June 18th against Amsterdam. 3-1's on the way. Down low in the dirt, gets away from Lawrence, but with the walk right there, Barthel moving over to second, can't get any further, and 2 runners on here with 2 outs for the 10-hole hitter, Shane Hoover. It's Hoover, a Seton Hall commit. Last game played was back on July 10th against Saugerties. Had 1 double and 1 RBI, as well as 2 groundouts in 3 at-bats. First pitch is outside. Fastball misses from Farber. And good on the lefty for getting far into this game. That's really what this Boonville team needs with the lack of arms. And here comes the 1-0. Curveball gets away from him, way ahead of the batter Hoover right there above his head, and both runners will advance. It's Barthel moving over to third, Fandel going to second, and all of a sudden 2 more runners in scoring position and a 2-0 count on the high school senior. Only played 2 times against Boonville this season, 1 for 7 with a double and a walk. Here comes the 2-0. Taken outside, fastball misses, 3-0 the count now. It's Hoover playing left field, can play the infield as here's the 3-0, another fastball right down the middle for strike one. 3-1 now the count on Hoover, who reported late with the Dragons. His first game was June 24th, but has made an impact. 3-1, fastball off the end of the bat, fouled back and out of play. Count runs full now on Hoover, so with 2 outs, both runners will be going. A single would hypothetically score 2 here, so Farber's got to be careful. Also can't walk the bases loaded, however, with the top of the lineup after Hoover. Crucial pitch coming right here. Here it is. Down low, he walked him. Fastball misses on Hoover, and 2 straight walks now for Farber. It's Billy Barthel on third, Brady Fandel on second, and Shane Hoover at first now. Bases loaded for the second baseman, Rene Vega. Still no meeting between the Boonville catcher or any of the Boonville coaches, Andy and Farber. They're just going to let him figure it out. Got to be careful not to let this game get out of hand, as it's Vega who's reached both times today, double and a walk in 2 plate appearances. Digs in from the right side. Here's the pitch. Hit high into left field. Noah Reed has to run to his left on this one, but he's under it for out number 3. So they leave him loaded for the second time tonight. It's 6 total men left on, but Glens Falls do tack 1 on. They extend their lead. It's 3-1 heading into the 5th inning. To no one's surprise, it's Colin Richardson still out on the mound for the Glens Falls Dragons as he pitches with a 3-1 lead here in this top of the 5th inning. Due up for the Lumberjacks, bottom of the order, it's Noah Reed, Oliver Lawrence, and Jihad Guy before it flips back over. It was 1-2-3 last inning, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. That would end that 4th inning, and ultimately Glens Falls have extended that lead to 2. First up, it's Noah Reed, who grounded out in his first time up today, facing Richardson for the 2nd time. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. Just clips the outside part. Reed, a redshirt sophomore out of North Central Texas College, Division I JUCO school. So here's the 0-1. Off speed misses up high, 1-1 the count. He's played in 14 games with the Lumberjacks, .273 average with 12 hits and 4 walks. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss on that one, out in front of that, and the count moves to 1-2. Off speed continues to work here for Colin Richardson, who's outside of the first inning made quick work of the Boonville Lumberjacks. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Same pitch, same location, same result for Colin Richardson. Gets him for strikeout number 6 on the day, and it brings up Oliver Lawrence. So Reed is 0 for 2. It brings up Oliver Lawrence, who flew out to second base in shallow center to end the top of the 2nd. First pitch on him, swing and a miss. Lawrence fouls that one off of his shin as he's got the helmet of Zeb Swangam out there. The UNC Asheville Evo Shield helmet. Blue is a good look for the catcher, committed to play at Merrimack College. 0-1 the count on him here. Hits this one to the Glens Falls dugout, foul for strike 2. Last game he played in was back on July 10th against Amsterdam. Had 3 at-bats with 1 hit and 1 strikeout. He's down 0-2 to Richardson right here with 1 out. No runners on in the top of the 5th. The next pitch. Hit high into center field. Moving over on this one is Panapinto, though, who squeezes it for out number 2. It's been 5 straight Lumberjacks retired here as we go to Jihad Guy, the 9th man up in this lineup. Three of those last 5 have been by strikeout, the other 2 by flyouts to center, though. So it's Jihad Guy, who grounded out in his first plate appearance today. Digs in from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Taken inside, fastball misses. Guy out of Bruton Parker Christian University. Freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia. Here comes the 1-0. Taken inside yet again, fastball misses, and the count 2-0. Guy's been consistent when he gets playing time this season, which hasn't been too much. But he's been on base safely in 6 of the last 7 games. So here's the 2-0. Another one inside, takes that off speed, and quickly 3-0 as a frustrated Richardson gets the ball back. Guy just 2 walks on the season, looking for number 3 right here. 3-1 is in there right down the middle, though. Started off the season well with 3 hits in his first 3 games, and didn't play a lot. He's had only 4 RBI since then. 3-1. Misses inside on Guy, and he's over on first with a 5-pitch walk. Command really got away from Richardson right there as the lineup flips over. They finally break up the funk, and it's the leadoff man, Bronx Lewis. Lewis is 1 for 2 on the day, single and a strikeout looking to start the game. Graduate out of Concordia University over in Nebraska. Here comes the first pitch on him. Takes that one inside. Called strike 1. Out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, told us that he was just going to go going to the family business if baseball didn't work out, but had a great senior year at Concordia University and wants to see what happens. Next pitch is down low. Richardson misses in the count 1-1. Had nearly a .500 on-base percentage in his senior year at Concordia. Started in all 56 games for the team. So here's the 1-1. That one in there for strike two. .242 batting average. Second in the entire NAIA in home runs with 25 and walks with 53. Has the 5th most home runs in Concordia program history in a single year. Down 1-2 though. Here's the next pitch. Hit high into shallow left field. This one going into foul territory. Underneath it is the third baseman Rigabar and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So they leave Jihad Guy stranded over at first, finally break up the funk, but still down 2. We're heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Jonathan Tetzloff out of the bullpen. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network after this. So the day is done for the lefty Ian Farber. 4 innings pitched with 4 hits allowed, 2 walks, and 3 earned runs. 3 strikeouts as well, but the new man out on the mound is Jonathan Tetzloff, the right-hander out of Norwich University. Still rehabbing a shoulder injury, only had 1 appearance in the last month and a half. That was against Oneonta in the 22-1 loss a couple of days ago. Just 1 inning pitched with 2 earned runs, 2 hits, and a walk in that one. On the season, Tetzloff has got a 7.9 ERA and 13.2 innings pitched, 17 runs, 12 of them earned for 14 hits and 13 walks, also 8 strikeouts. Told us that the velo was down, still obviously rehabbing that shoulder injury. The goal is just to get healthy at this point, but is tasked with keeping a 2-run Glens Falls lead, just that. Not sure how far he'll go into this game. Obviously, everything tentative on how that shoulder feels. Was out for over a month after suffering that injury, and it was a huge, huge miss for this Boonville bullpen. It's the best middle reliever of this entire squad, and not having him for a month has really killed this team with 12 straight losses. He will face the top of the order for the Dragons. It's Giorgio Panapinto, Tyler McKillop, and Tyler Worth. First up is the center fielder, Panapinto. Here's the first pitch. Inside, fastball misses for ball 1. Panapinto so far today struck out in the first and then walked in the 3rd inning. Ultimately would come around to score. Here's the next pitch. That one in there for strike 1. The off-speed just clips the inner part of the zone, and Panapinto all even now 1-1. Freshman out of Iona University was 1 for 5 last night against Amsterdam. The 1-1. Taken up high. Thought about going on that one, but held up, and that one misses. 2-1 the count. Has 10 at-bats against the Lumberjacks so far this season with 2 doubles, 6 RBIs, and 4 walks. Here's the 2-1. Skied high back behind the plate. That one's going to escape out of play for a foul ball. 2-2 the count. Panapinto has struck out in 12 of the last 13 games. Only game he didn't was back on July 8th against Boonville. So here's the 2-2. That one just misses inside. Off speed. Could have been in there for strike 3, but instead the count moves full now. Panepinto batting .267 on the season. 24 hits and 14 walks. Next pitch is in there for a called third strike. Clips the top part of the zone for out number 1. And that brings up Tyler McKillop, the extra hitter. 4th strikeout of the day for the Boonville Lumberjacks. First for Jonathan Tetzloff, but the second for Panepinto. So in steps the extra hitter McKillop, who had a sac fly in his last at-bat. So 0 for 1 on the day outside of that. First delivery, outside, slider misses. McKillop has 5 strikeouts in his last 4 games, coming after having just 2 in the previous 5. So here's the 1-0. That one in there for called strike 1. Curveball just hits the outer part of the plate as Tetzloff has been relying on primarily off-speed pitches here today. Here's the 1-1. Skied high to the infield underneath this one, and calling it is the third baseman Davis, who drops it right next to the third base line. Put a glove on it, but couldn't catch it. Falling to the ground, and that one on the ground as a single. I'll call it an error, obviously, on Davis, but McKillop on first with just 1 out. This infield has had a rough go of things in terms of errors during the last week. They've had 3 or more in all of their previous 3 games, and another one right there, the first of the night on the Lumberjacks. First pitch on the first baseman, Tyler Worth, is hit high into left field. That one ranging out of play, however. That one would have been long gone had it been a fair ball, but instead is just a long strike. So Worth has to walk all the way back to home plate. It's 1 for 2 on the day with the single and a ground out to short. He's found relative success against the Lumberjacks so far this season. 3 RBIs, 4 walks in 4 games with 2 hits, one of them a double. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes from first. There will be no throw from Lawrence, who can't find that ball in the dirt. McKillop in scoring position now with just 1 out here in this bottom of the 5th inning. It's Tetzloff who frustratingly looks around, looks up at the scoreboard before delivering the 1-1 to Worth. Steps off and calls time. Worth has had hits in 4 straight, including his single earlier on in this one. But he's been on fire, really, as of late, as here's the 1-1. That one just misses down low, off speed, 2-1 the count. His 3-hit streak includes a 3- and 4-hit performance against Saugerties in consecutive days, and then 2-hit performance against Amsterdam yesterday. Next pitch, down low, fastball misses from Tetzloff. In that 4-hit day against Saugerties, had 5 RBIs, but it's been mostly singles for Worth. 8 singles and just 1 double across the streak. Has 1 already in this game, but ahead 3-1. Delivery on the way from Tetzloff. Down low, off speed misses, and that's a walk right there to Tyler Worth. Runners on first and second, just 1 out here for Tay Robinson. So that error by Davis, even more of an issue now as 2 runners on with just 1 out. It's Robinson at the plate now, who's reached in both of his previous plate appearances today. Hit by pitch in the first inning and a single in the 3rd. Pick back by Tetzloff is in time. He gets the runner at second. It was Tyler McKillop who took too big of a lead and is picked off right there by Jonathan Tetzloff. Gets him for out number 2, and that's the first pickoff we've seen from the Boonville Lumberjacks this season. Crucial one right there. Picks up his third baseman, Kanias Davis, who made the error, And now just one runner on, 2 outs here for Tay Robinson. Much more of a relaxed Tetzlaff out there. Here's the first delivery, shows bunt, but pulls back on it. Ball 1 as Lawrence threatens to throw back to first, but doesn't. Haven't seen a pickoff in a game, whether for or against Boonville this whole season, but Tetzlaff finally gets one right there. 1-0 the count now on the right fielder. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of that one, and the count all even, 1-1 now. Robinson played in that Amsterdam win last night, was 0 for 3, but did add 2 walks onto that one. It's been successful as of late, as here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss out in front of that one, and quickly down 1-2 now. He's been on base in 7 straight games, including both times here tonight, but does have a 7-game strikeout streak as well. It's down 1-2 to Tetzlaff with 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch as the runner goes. Throw down from Lawrence is not in time. So Worth steals a bag right there. Second of the inning for the Dragons, as it was McKillop who stole the first and would then be picked off, and the count moves to 2-2 on Robinson. He's had 4 RBIs in his last 9 games. Hasn't had one yet tonight, but a single would likely score a run. 2-2 on the way. Off the end of the bat to the left side, picked up by Negron. Long throw from short is not in time. Throw was on a line, but they'll say it just was a fraction of a second late. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs for Anthony Lino. Call that one an infield single right there for Robinson as Worth moves over to third. And now it's the backstop Lino, who's 0 for 2 on the day. So far with a fly out and a ground out. Does have 9 RBIs on the season though. Boonville have only seen him once this season. It was the second game of the doubleheader a couple weeks ago. It was 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Here's the first pitch. Hit high into shallow center field. Will Hill has to run in on this one, calling off the shortstop, and makes the catch for out number 3. So they leave 2 stranded runners on the corners, and that will do it. Jonathan Tetzlaff keeps it clean and preserves the 2-run deficit for Boonville. Heading into the top of the 6th inning, we'll be right back on the Boonville Radio Network after this. Richardson back out there for inning number 6 of work as he's frustrated at his dugout right now, screaming at their manager and making motions. Looks like he wants to stay out there, and it looks like there is some movement in the Glens Falls bullpen, however, so we'll see how much of a leash Richardson gets in this inning. He'll have to face the top of the order for Boonville. It's Bronx Lewis, Will Hill, and Kanias Davis. First batter up is Will Hill, who made the catch to end the bottom of the 5th inning to make sure that Glens Falls left runners on the corners. Will on the day so far 0 for 2, ground out and strikeout, as it's Richardson who comes out with the completely untucked jersey. He's been pitching with no jersey tucked in for just about the last 3 innings now, but it has been working for him. Hasn't surrendered a run since the 1st. Really hasn't been a ton of foot traffic for Boonville either, just 4 base runners on the day. Only time any of them came in the same inning was that top of the 1st. So Will Hill stands in on the right side. Here's the pitch. Slider down low, misses for ball 1. It's Will Hill, who played in the Oneonta game last, was 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's the 1-0. Hit to the left side on a broken bat pitch, but that one foul. Will Hill throws the bat over, as that one is going to need to be replaced, and it's Kanias Davis out there. We'll see which bat he's given. Going to be a new shiny one from the dugout. That looks to be the bat that Kanias Davis was given in the Swingman Classic. So 1-1 the count on the center fielder now with a new piece of lumber out there. Awaits the delivery from Richardson. Here it is. Taken in there for strike 2. Hill's played in 19 games for the Lumberjacks this season. .203 average with 12 hits, 1 long ball, and 6 RBIs. The 1-2, taken just outside, 2-2 the count. Richardson, the pitcher, was doing his strikeout strut, didn't even turn around and didn't realize that was ball 2. Shakes his head out there on the mound. He seemed frustrated all inning long, but needs to deal with Will Hill, the number 2 hitter. Here's the pitch. Hit to the left side. That one gets through off the glove of the 3rd baseman, Rigabar, and Will Hill in there with the single. Takes a wide turn, but doesn't go to second base, and they've got the leadoff man on. Brings up the 3rd baseman, Kanias Davis. Just the 2nd hit allowed on the day from the pitcher, Colin Richardson. Or 3rd, excuse me. Along with 1 walk. Next batter up is the 3rd baseman, Davis. Here's the first pitch. Hit to the right side. Richardson's got that one. Sidearm throw to second is not in there. It gets by the shortstop, Fandel, and going into 3rd is Will Hill. An error right there on the frustrated pitcher, who continues to grow even more angry out there on the mound. Runners on the corners. No outs here for Devon Abaga. So Hill goes 1st to 3rd on that error. It just leaked into center field, and Panapinto was too late to get it in. There was no throw to 3rd. And Davis, hustling over to 1st, was able to take a wide turn. Heads up baseball by the Lumberjacks, down 2, and it's Devon Abaga, who had that RBI double in his 1st plate appearance. Here's the pitch from Richardson, taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Did have a strikeout as well in his 2nd plate appearance, but fly ball would likely score 1 with plus speed on 3rd base. Next pitch, hit high down the 1st baseline. That one gets foul and out of play. 0-2 the count now on Abaga. Got to be careful. Got to just put the bat on the ball here. Definitely avoid the strikeout. Runner goes from 1st. That one outside for ball 2, and the ball gets away from the catcher, Lino. So the double play threat is gone as Kanias Davis swipes second base. Runners, both of them in scoring position on for Abaga now. Richardson ready for the 1-2. Here it comes. Down low in the dirt yet again. Gets away from the catcher, Lino, but he gets on top of it right down the 1st baseline, and the count 2-2 now. Abaga came into this game with 2 hits in his last 4. Was able to get 1 in the 1st, but would love another one. The 2-2. Hit back and out of play, fouls it off, and stays alive. Words of encouragement coming from the Boonville dugout as Abaga continues to fight here in this AB. Hasn't been easy for him this season with just a 192 average, but he's been good in clutch moments. The 2-2 hits him on the shoulder. Abaga will definitely take that one as he was down 2 strikes, and now the bases are loaded with no outs for Carson Beatty. There's going to be a meeting out on the mound, and this might be the day for Colin Richardson. Puts the glove up. He continues to talk to his manager, but I think the words only go so far. It's Abaga on first, who reached on the hit-by pitch. Davis on second, who reached on the error, and Will Hill, who singled to start off this inning. Looks like they're going to keep Richardson out in this game, but a spirited conversation being had out there on the mound. It's the first baseman, Carson Beatty, up now, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking so far today. Very big contact hitter, though, despite the 6'5", 240 frame, is really more of a single hitter. He's got 6 hits on the year, all of them a single variety, and has 3 RBIs to add on to that. Great opportunity for more here with no outs here, bases loaded in this top of the 6th inning. We know Richardson likes to go deep into games. He hasn't not gone 6 full innings since all the way back in May. He's been one of the best pitchers in the PGCBL, an all-star selection, pitcher of the week just a couple weeks ago, along with Boonville's own Tyson Harmon. But against the Lumberjacks has struggled here in this 6th inning. So Beatty steps in on the left side, 0 for 2 on the day. The righty Richardson, here comes the pitch. Takes that one and it gets away from the catcher. Coming in and scoring is Will Hill as everyone moves up by 1 base right there. And Boonville cut the lead down to 1. It's 3-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. As Will Hill comes home, Kanias Davis goes to 3rd and Abaga goes to 2nd. Lucky break right there for the Lumberjacks as they continue to get back into this game. 1-0 the count on the first baseman Beatty. Big ground ball hitter, but now no double play threat with runners on 2nd and 3rd. The 1-0. In there for a called strike 1. Infield is in here for the Dragons, trying to eliminate the threat of any runs coming home. Here's the 1-1. Hit off the end of the bat to the backstop, and 1-2 the count now on Beatty. Looks like there are some kids down there next to the Boonville dugout climbing over the chain link fence to get Will Hill's broken bat, and one of them finally succeeds in doing so. So here comes the 1-2. Outside corner misses, 2-2 the count. Crucial opportunity for the Boonville Lumberjacks to at least tie up this game. As the 2-2 on the way. Just fouls that one off. Was in the glove of the catcher Lino, but he couldn't handle it. So Beatty fortunate right there to still be alive. Count remains at 2-2. Encouragement coming from the runner on 2nd, Devon Abaga, who's clapping at the pitcher Richardson. Here comes the 2-2. Hit off the end of the bat, right to short, and they've got the runner Davis in a pickle, but no, safe at 3rd. Smart running right there from Kanias Davis, who forces the throw from the shortstop Fandel and allows Carson Beatty to practically walk over to 1st. There's no throw, no out, and the bases loaded once again for the shortstop Elijah Negron. They're putting that one up on the board as an error against the Glens Falls Dragons. But the bases are loaded either way. It's still Davis on 3rd, who just outsmarted Fandel. Abaga on 2nd and Beatty on 1st. Negron digs in on the right side with a huge opportunity. Bases loaded, no outs. Here's the first pitch. Takes that slider outside for ball 1. Negron 0 for 2 on the day, ground out and a fly out so far. But Richardson His command has been fading. The 1-0. She takes that one on the outside corner. Fastball in there. 1-1 the count now. Grown patiently, stays in the box. Here's the 1-1. Hit to the right side. This one picked up by Vega. Throw home is in time. I'll say he got him as the catcher Lino held onto it. There was a collision at home as there is some jawing back and forth as Kanias Davis did hit the catcher Lino as he came home. So that is out number 1 in the inning, as there's going to be a discussion here between head coach Christian Griffin, the umpire, and Kanias Davis. Looks like Griffin got an explanation that he was happy with, so 1 out here in the inning. Bases still loaded for Noah Reed. Davis, one of the faster runners on this team, so definitely a net positive right there for the Dragons. It's now Abaga who moves over to third, another speedster. Beatty out on second. Stands at 6'5", 240, and looks like the umpire's called time. Not sure who he's talking to in the middle of the infield. Looks like he's warning both of those teams, maybe because of the collision off of Davis. And Noah Reed steps in. Here's the first pitch. Checks on that one, but doesn't go and holds up. It's on the outside, and 1-0 the count. Reed 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout, and a ground out right back to the pitcher's mound. He's ahead 1-0 here, though. Next delivery. Fastball misses down low, 2-0 the count as Richardson keeps barking at the home plate umpire. Home fans continue to growl at him as well, as the Dragons threatening to give away more here. Still 3-2, bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Noah Reed stands in, the 2-0. Skied high into shallow right field. Coming in on this one is the right fielder Robinson, who makes the catch. There is no tag towards home as Abaga pulled up on it, and the Lumberjacks are in jeopardy of losing this golden opportunity. The fly out not deep enough as Reed is out number 2, bases still loaded, and it brings up the catcher Oliver Lawrence. If that one was just a little bit deeper, Abaga probably could have tagged up on it, but it was just off the end of the bat into shallow right. And ultimately, with momentum, Tay Robinson couldn't make that play, or could make that play. So it's the catcher Lawrence, 0 for 2 on the day. Stands in from the right side. Here's the pitch. Takes that one in there for called strike 1. 2 flyouts so far on the day for the Merrimack College commit. 6'5", 6'3", 205. Here's the next pitch. Taken outside. Fastball misses by quite a lot, and the count 1-1 now. Lawrence has had 4 strikeouts in his last 3 games. Hasn't had one so far today. He's been a good hitting catcher, especially in this league. Premier hitting at the backstop position has been hard to find. 1-1 on the way. Taken in there for strike 2. Lawrence has extra base hits in 2 of them in his last 4 games, both of them doubles. He's down 1-2 here. Next pitch on the way. Just gets a piece of that one, fouled off of the glove of the catcher Lino, and the count remains 1-2. 5 hits apiece, Lumberjacks and Mohawks, and Dragons, excuse me, 1 error for each team as well. Lawrence ready with the bright blue helmet. Here's the 1-2. Takes up high, fastball misses, 2-2 the count. Still a little bit of movement out there in the Dragons bullpen, but doesn't look like Glens Falls readying anyone to get into this game yet. 2-2 on the way. Swung on and fouled off. A little bit of a half swing right there from Lawrence, who didn't even get the feet moving, just turns his hips, but reaches out the bat and gets some contact on it, so the count remains 2-2. continues fighting, stays alive. Not a guy who strikes out much, but needs to put the bat on the ball. 2-2 is swung on and popped up right behind home plate, but they can't get to it. Bounces right in front of the Glens Falls dugout in play, but foul. 2-2 still the count. Lawrence started the season with lots of balls on the ground, but has really started hitting the ball in the air more. That's led to his increase in those extra base hits. One right here could bust open the game as the Lumberjacks trail by 1 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, bases loaded for Lawrence as Richardson, the pitcher, calls time. He's got hits in 5 of his 7 games behind the dish with 3 walks as well. Hasn't had any free passes in his last 2 games, however. The 2-2. Taken outside. Ball 3. Glens Falls fans don't agree with that one, however, and the count runs full on Lawrence. This umpire is taking a lot of stick from these Glens Falls fans. Not appreciative of a couple close calls here in this inning. And Lawrence continues to just stay alive. 3-2 the count on him here. The next pitch as the runners go is fouled off yet again. This one might stay in, but gets out of play. Just gets out of play. Hits off the top of the chain link fence down there right next to first base. Bounces back into fair play, but it's thrown to the Glens Falls dugout. Now on deck, it's the second baseman, Jihad Guy. Then the lineup flips back over for Bronx Lewis, the leadoff man. And it's Will Hill who led off this inning. Payoff pitch on the way. Down low, low and outside, but a called third strike on Lawrence. He doesn't like that one, but that ends the inning. They leave him stranded as the pitcher Richardson screaming and yelling at his dugout in excitement. And head coach Christian Griffin would like an explanation on that one, but they leave him loaded. Nothing he can do about that. Do get one back, however. It's 3-2 heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Jonathan Tetzloff going to be back out there for the Lumberjacks on the other side of the break. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network. Jonathan Tetzloff out there for his 2nd inning of work in this game. Was able to keep it clean last inning despite facing 5 batters and letting runners get on the corners. Did have an error from his third baseman in that inning, but was able to fight back and now has to face Jack Rigabar, the third baseman, Billy Barthel, the DH, and then Brady Fandle, the shortstop. This comes after the Lumberjacks left him loaded in the last inning, but were able to plate one just to make this game a little bit closer. Jack Rigabar, the third baseman, the first batter. Here's the pitch. Slider misses up high, 1-0 the count. Rigabar so far today struck out in his first plate appearance to lead off the bottom of the 2nd inning and then grounded out in that 4th inning. Next pitch, Up high, slider misses in the same spot, 2-0. Ball gets past the pitcher Tetzloff and has to be picked up by the second baseman Jihad Guy. Rigabar on a 3-game hit streak. He's been on base in 4 out of the last 5. Hasn't continued the hot streak here tonight. The 2-0. Slider down low this time. The back foot misses, and quickly Rigabar ahead 3-0. Just 3 walks on the season for the Yale commit. Here's the next pitch. That one misses up high, and a 4-pitch walk right there. Looks like Christian Griffin pacing nervously down in the Boonville dugout. Looks to be someone warming up in the bullpen. Can't quite see who it is, though. So it brings up the DH, Billy Barthel. First pitch on him. Taken up high, moves out of the way as that's ball 5 in a row by Tetzloff. So far, Barthel with 1 walk and 1 flyout so far today. The 1-0. Hit high into left field. Reed underneath this one, though, and squeezes it for out number 1. Rigabar can't go anywhere from first, so a good out right there by the pitcher Tetzloff, a long one albeit, and brings up the shortstop Brady Fandel. Fandel, a shortstop, was on the other side of an error in the field in that last half inning. Ultimately would allow that 1 run to score for Boonville. Steps in on the right side. Here's the first pitch. Slider taken up high for ball 1. Fandel on the season just a .122 batting average with 6 hits in 18 games. Has drawn 11 walks, though. Picked back by Tetzloff, not in time. So far today, Fandel has struck out and walked. Would advance to second base, would be stranded there, though, in the 4th inning. Here's the next pitch. Off the end of the bat, right back to the pitcher. Tetzloff goes over to second base for 1, but they can't find it. Throw was too low and in the dirt. The shortstop Negron couldn't pick it out. And another error here on the Boonville infield. This one on the pitcher Tetzloff, though, and runners first and second now for the left fielder Shane Hoover. The second error of the day on Boonville. And in steps the lefty left fielder. Here's the first pitch. Shows bunt, gets it down the third base line, but that one foul. 0-1 the count now on Hoover, who flew out and walked so far today. Seton Hall commit has been getting reps out here in the PGCBL. It's played in 9 games with a .148 batting average. Just 4 hits, but 2 of them for extra bases, both doubles. 0-1 on the way. No bunt this time, just a swing and a miss from Hoover, and quickly is down 0-2. After him, the lineup flips back over. It's Rene Vega, Giorgio Panapinto, and Tyler McKillop. 1 out here, runners on first and second. 0-2 on the way to Hoover. Down low in the dirt, slider misses, and the count 1-2. Right idea there for Tetzloff, whose off-speed pitches have been generating swings and misses all day. The 1-2. Another off-speed, almost goes on that one, but Hoover holds up on it, and the count 2-2. Hoover with no strikeouts so far today, but has struck out in 6 of his 9 games played this season. Tetzloff ready for the 2-2. Here it comes. Hit up the middle. This one hit on a fly by Davis, and the runner going from second didn't know how many outs there were. Rigabar is out on a force, and he flies into a double play to end the inning. Tetzloff escapes the jam and keeps the deficit at 1 for Boonville. They'll bat at the top of the 7th inning on the other side of the break right here on the Lumberjacks Radio Network. So Colin Richardson finally off the mound for the Glens Falls Dragons. His day is done after 6 innings of work with 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks for the PGCBL East All-Star. New man out on the mound is Kyle Fives. Comes into the game with a 7.64 ERA in 12 appearances, just under 18 innings pitched with 19 strikeouts. Does have an 0-2 record, though, and has faced the Boonville Lumberjacks before. First time was all the way back on June 16th, where he had 1 scoreless inning with 2 walks and a strikeout. Ultimately would come back and face them on July 1st. Had another scoreless inning, 1 strikeout, no hits, no walks in that one. Has to face the bottom of the order. It's Jihad Guy out there first for the Lumberjacks, then it flips over for Bronx Lewis, Will Hill, and Kanias Davis, if it should get that far. Has a funky sidearm delivery, we know, after Drake Aycock pitched against the Lumberjacks in yesterday's game, that Lumberjacks don't do too well against the funky sidearm delivery pitchers, but you need to jump on him here. It's the top of the 7th inning. They've got 3 more innings to erase a 1-run deficit. So first up is Guy, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Ground out, but did walk as well. Here's the first pitch. Up high, misses for ball 1. Jihad Guy out of Bruton Parker Christian University, the NAIA school. Here comes the next pitch. Down low, fastball misses for ball 2. Kyle Fives, despite wearing number 31, does have the number in his last name. So here's the 2-0. Fouled that one off by Guy just off the end of the bat, and the count 2-1 now. Sun is almost fully down here at East Field. Pretty much is down all the way as it's 9:06 p.m. here. Fives ready for the 2-1. Here it comes. Misses up high. Oh, late strike call by the home plate umpire, and the count moves to 2-2. Good frame job right there from the catcher, Lino, and the count all even now. Here comes the 2-2. Just got a piece of that one yet again. Fouls it off and stays alive. Guy with that walk in the first inning has now reached base safely in 7 of the last 8 games. It's been exactly what this Boonville team has needed. So here comes the 2-2. Misses outside, and the count runs full now. This guy who doesn't strike out too much. He's got just 7 all season. Did have 1 in that last game against Utica last night, though. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that one. And goes down for strikeout number 8 on the season. It's the first out of the inning, and the lineup flips back over for Bronx Lewis. Lewis so far on the day 1 for 3, excuse me. Had a strikeout as well as a double. First pitch from Kyle Fives on the way. Takes that slow off speed down low for ball 1. Lewis crouched down and was almost tracking that one with the head as it came across home plate. Here comes the 1-0. Hit a long way, but foul. Would have been extra bases if he'd put that about 20 feet to the left, but instead gets out of play for strike 1. 1-1 the count on him now. The 1-1. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. And the count 1-2 now on Fives, who's been working pretty quickly here. Been delivering just about every 10 to 15 seconds as the next one on the way. That one way up high. Slider misses, and the dust from the glove of the catcher Lino gets in the eye of Bronx Lewis. every pitch we see, there's a ton of dust, a whole cloud coming off of Lino's glove. As here's the 2-2. Down low, fastball misses. That one, because Bronx Lewis is a lefty, was up near the head and just got in the eye, but he's all right. Full count pitch is on the way by the righty Fives. Up high for a call, third strike. Lewis looked like he knew that one as well, just started walking over to the dugout, and that is out number 2. Second strikeout already, and just 2 batters for Kyle Fives, and the 8th of the day from the Lumberjacks lineup. Up comes the center fielder Will Hill now. 1 for 3 on the day with the single. Ultimately would come around to score in that last inning. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Fives hasn't given up a hit to Boonville in 3 appearances. This the 3rd this season, just the 2 walks. 5 strikeouts and no earned runs. Here's the 0-1. Inside, called for strike 2. Just clipping that outside part of the zone, and Will Hill quickly down to his last strike. Got to avoid Fives striking out the side, as here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. And Fives does just that. They go down 1-2-3 all via the punch out and fail to get any closer. They'll have 2 more attempts, but next it's the Glens Falls Dragons' turn. Bottom of the 7th after this on the Lumberjacks Radio Network. So Jonathan Tetzloff does his job, and now his day is done. 2 scoreless innings from the right-hander, just 1 hit allowed, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Also had to face 2 errors against him by the defense, but was able to get through it. And the next pitcher is the designated hitter in this game, Devon Abaga. Comes into this game, last appearance was in the doubleheader against Utica, started with 3 innings pitched, gave up 5 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 hit by pitches, as well as 2 strikeouts. But on the season, 8 appearances with just that 1 start, just over 12 innings pitched with a 10.95 ERA, 15 earned runs in those 13 innings. Has 12 punch-outs, but 13 walks is the bigger issue for Abaga, as the lineup is at the top now. Off of the double play that ended the last inning, it's Rene Vega III, the second baseman out there for the Dragons. So it's Vega who is one for 2 on the day with a walk, double walk and fly out. Here comes the first pitch from Abaga. In there for called strike 1. Vega playing at second base. Hasn't seen too much action out there in the field. It's been a quiet night for him, as here's the 0-1. Outside, Lawrence snaps at that one with the glove and stops it from getting to the backstop. 1-1 the count. Had an off day last night against Amsterdam, was 2 for 2 with the walk against Socrates on July 10th. This here's the 1-1. Down low in the dirt. That one does get away from Lawrence, and the count 2-1 now. Vega's had a punch out against the Lumberjacks in every game he's played against them so far this season. It's been all 5 of them, but has avoided it so far tonight. He's ahead 2-1 on Abaga. Here's the next pitch. Skied high back behind the plate, right over my head and into the parking lot. Oh, hits off the top of someone's car. That one's going to hurt. So 2-2 the count now on Vega. Switch hitter who's batting from the left side. And calls time, something in his eye. Everyone's running around trying to figure out whose car that is. Hopefully no damage. 2-2 the count now on Vega. Here comes the next pitch. Outside, slider misses, and the count full now. Vega was on a 5-game hitless streak before breaking it in the last Boonville game. Now he's got another hit in this one. Next pitch, up high, misses for ball 4. He draws the leadoff walk right there for the second time in this game, and it brings up the center fielder, Giorgio Panepinto. Second walk of the day. Third time Vega's been on, and brings up the center fielder Panepinto, who's 0 for 2 to looking strikeouts and a walk. Abaga ready for the pitch. Here it comes. Shows bunt, gets it down the third baseline. Abaga picks it up and throws over to first. Not in. Oh, in time. What a throw as the first base coach is fully into the field yelling, and he has been tossed from this game. He's in the face of the umpire and is yelling, throwing his helmet around. And he continues to yell at the second base umpire, trying to convince him that he didn't have as good of a read on that ball, and now is being escorted off the field by the home plate umpire. Still yelling, pointing as he leaves the field, but he is gone. Continues yelling as he hops over the fence down there next to the Glens Falls dugout, but that is out number 1. An eventful one there for Panepinto, but the runner Vega does move to second base, and it brings up the extra hitter Tyler McKillop. Now he's walking over towards me. Oh my. Well, the next batter, the extra hitter Tyler McKillop, so far is 0 for 2 on the day. Sacrifice fly and has reached on an error, though. Here's the first pitch. Inside, gets away from Lawrence, and that's going to be a free 90 for Vega, who scampers over to third base. It was a fastball missing way outside from Abaga and just skipped off of the glove from Lawrence, who's going to call time and give the signs to his infielders. I think they all thought that that was going to be a meeting at the mound. But instead, it's McKillop standing in from the right side ahead 1-0. Here comes the next pitch. Outside, slider misses away, and the count 2-0 now. It's McKillop, who's been on base in 6 of the last 7 games. Extended that streak earlier when reached on the error. The 2-0. Hit high to the right side of the infield. Carson Beatty is ranging into foul territory, loses the hat, but makes the catch. Runner cannot tag from third. Oh, and they'll say he dropped it. Not sure what's happening. Yep, they're going to say he never made the catch, and Vega is going to have to move back to third base. Beatty looks frustrated at it. It looked like that was a catchable ball right there, but just came off the end of the glove, and the count 2-1 now. Here's the next pitch on McKillop. Chopped foul down the left side of the third base line. So the count 2-2 now. It's McKillop out of UMass Lowell, had just 10 at-bats, half of them strikeouts in his last freshman collegiate season. Abaga ready for this crucial 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Check swing, did he go? No, says the second base umpire, so the count runs full on McKillop now. Infield is very, very in right here. The second baseman, Jihad Guy, is nearly at the pitcher's mound when he finishes his prep steps. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit high into left field. Noah Reed is ranging over and making the catch on that one. Throw over to home is going to be not in time. That one slightly offline as Vega tags from third and scores. So the second sacrifice fly to left field of the day for McKillop. And the Dragons extend their lead. It's 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Vega's second run scored of the day, but also out number 2 for the Lumberjacks, and it brings up the first baseman, Tyler Worth. Stands in from the right side. Here's the first delivery. That one runs inside, nearly hits him, but he moves out of the way, and instead just ball one. Worth so far today has been on twice. He's singled and reached on a walk as well as grounded out. Here's the 1-0. Hit down the left field or left side, but foul. Boonville catcher Seth Bischoff from the dugout's going to have to run after that one. Off day for the JUCO product. Here comes the 1-1 to Worth. That one runs inside and does hit him on the lead elbow. That one is going to be a hit by pitch against Abaga. We know he struggled with that with 2 in his last appearance against Utica. That the first time it's reared his head here in this one, but Worth is on for the third time today. Brings up the right fielder, Tay Robinson. Robinson, standing in from the right side, has been on all 3 times so far today. It's hit by a pitch in his first at-bat and then singled in the next 2. Only a 208 average on the season, but has been performing well here tonight. First pitch on the way. Hit into shallow right field. That one's going to get down for a hit. Gobbled up by the right fielder Lewis and gotten in quickly as the runners can only advance one bag. It's Tyler Worth going to second base. Robinson on with his 3rd single of the night, and it brings up the catcher Anthony Lino. Nice piece of situational hitting right there just to guide that one into the gap in between first and second. And it continues to extend this inning for the Dragons. They've already plated 1 off of a sac fly. Looking for more here with runners on first and second. 2 outs for the catcher Lino. Abaga ready for the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one is going to be called a balk. Abaga flagged for the infraction as Robinson moves over to first, Worth over to third, and we know that has been an issue for the Lumberjacks. It's been Matthew Helmer who was called for a couple in his last 2 appearances, and now Abaga called for a crucial one. 2 runners in scoring position for Lino. Here's the 1-0. Hit into center field. Back on this one is Hill, who falls, and he's not going to get to that one. 1 run scores as another comes in. Going and rounding second there is Lino, who pulls up on the bag, and that throw off of the glove of the shortstop Negron. 2 runs score on that one, and Glens Falls continue to extend their lead. It's 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Probably not great from Will Hill, who tripped on his way to that on the way to that fly ball. It was going to get down either way, but maybe he could have saved an extra run there. So up comes the third baseman, Jack Rigabar, with 2 outs here. 2-out rallies fully come around with a hit by pitch, single and double. It's produced 2 runs with a runner still on second. Here's the first pitch. In there for strike 1. Baga just trying to finish this inning, keep it at 4 runs. There comes the 0-1. Outside, slider misses, 1-1 the count. It's Rigobar so far today. He was 0 for 2 with the walk, strikeout, ground out, and the free pass in that last inning. Ultimately would be stranded at third. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit into left field. Going into foul territory is Noah Reed, and that one reaches fully foul. So 1-2 the count now. Baga, who had to come into this game cold, was playing DH, was on deck to hit in that last inning, and ultimately didn't get as much of a warm-up as you would have liked. Came into this game, has given up 3 runs already, and trying to keep it just at that clip. Jack Rigobar steps in on the left side. Yale commit stares down the Seattle native. Here comes the 1-2. Slider misses way outside. Lawrence luckily gets a glove on it, though. Does a bit of a starfish motion, just extends both hands, and luckily gets it in the tip of the glove. That one outside, though. 2-2 the count now. No hits on the day by Rigobar. Has reached on the free pass, though. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit into left field. Noah Reed camps underneath it and squeezes it for out number 3. So they leave one in scoring position, but a successful inning for the Glens Falls Dragons. They go on top by 4 runs now. It's 6-2 heading into the 8th inning. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks Radio Network after this. It's still Kyle Fives out there for the Glens Falls Dragons here. It's 6-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Kanias Davis, Devon Abaga, and Carson Beatty, the third baseman, pitcher, and first baseman, all due up in this inning. First up, it's Kanias Davis, though. Steps in against Fives. Here's the first pitch. Takes that one outside for ball 1. So far today, Davis with hit by pitch, double, and a strikeout. Here's the 1-0. Hit high, backhand, out of play. That one hits off of the lighting here at East Field, and the count moves to 1-1. Davis in his last game had 2 hits, including a double and RBI. against Utica last night. As Fives wants a new baseball, he'll get one from the catcher Lino. And here comes the 1-1. Misses up high, bounces off of the glove of Lino. Kanice Davis picks it back up and gives it to him, and the count moves to 2-1. Davis has reached base safely in all but one game this year. Even in that game, had that sac fly. As the next pitch inside on him, called for strike 2. It's on a 2-game extra base hit streak with both of them being doubles. Had another one early on in this game. Next pitch, swing and a miss out in front of that one, and goes down swinging for the first out in this inning. Strikeout number 4. Kyle Fives has struck out every single batter that he has faced here in this game. And up comes the 5th batter and the pitcher of the last inning, Devon Abaga. First pitch on him is up high, misses for ball 1. Abaga so far today doubled, flew out, and struck out. So here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss out in front of that one yet again. Fives dealing out on the mound. He's pitched 3 innings against Boonville this summer, and all of them scoreless. Has continued to look that good tonight. Here comes the 1-1. Up high yet again, misses, and 2-1 the count now. Last game Abaga had hitting-wise was back 2 days ago in Oneonta. 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a flyout. The 2-1. Down low, misses, 3-1 the count now. Fives on the season, just 2 walks allowed against the Lumberjacks. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Does have 23 walks on the season, though. Leads the Glens Falls Dragons in that category. He's struck out every batter he's faced so far with 1 out here. Payoff pitch on the way to Devon Abaga. Takes that one up high, and he walks him right there. So Abaga, the first man on against Kyle Fives in this game, and it brings up the first baseman, Carson Beatty. So Abaga has now reached on the walk and by the hit by pitch, as well as the double, and it brings up Beatty, who has struck out twice and singled so far in this game. That single was the 7th hit of the year for Beatty, all of them singles. Bats with a runner on first, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Taken outside, fastball misses for ball 1. Beatty, a left-handed hitter, right-handed fielder. Common for first baseman. It's ahead 1-0 right here. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Tries to hold up on that one, but can't. And the count 1-1 now. Beatty listed at 6'5", 240. Can confirm that he is a very massive person. Saw him in the gym Warrior Zone, one of the sponsors of the Boonville Lumberjacks this morning. Hitting the shoulder press. Here comes the 1-1. In there for strike 2. He's reached base safely in 10 of 13 games played this year, including 5 of his last 6. He's kept that up here tonight with a single in his last at-bat. And here comes the 1-2. Takes up high, misses, 2-2 the count. Lumberjacks need to get something going, trailing by 4 runs with just 5 outs to spare for the remainder of this contest, or else they go down with loss number 13 in a row. Here's the 2-2. Just gets a piece of that one, fouls it to the bleachers to my left, and the count remains at 2-2. Beatty with 2 strikeouts already in this one, just fighting to stay alive and avoid number 3. Here comes the pitch. That one in there for a called third strike. Thought about reaching out and grabbing that one as he talks to the home plate umpire. That one on the outside corner. And Beatty gets the sombrero. Strikeout number 3 on the day and number 5 for Kyle Fives. And it brings up Elijah Negron, the shortstop. 2 strikeouts looking, one of them swinging by Beatty, who came into this game with just 10 strikeouts on the season. He's given up 3 here tonight. So it's Negron, who's 0 for 3 at the dish. Here's the first pitch. Misses up high. It's been 3 groundouts for Negron so far today. Did get to first on a fielder's choice on the last one, but would be stranded there. Negron on the right side, ready for the 1-0. Here it comes. Misses up high yet again. The catcher Lino threatens to throw to first to check on Devon Ibaga, but doesn't. Fires back to his pitcher Fives, and the count 2-0 now. Negron was the only A-Town Bats hitter of the week in the first week of the season. As here's the 2-0. Misses up high yet again. 3-0 the count now on the shortstop. It's been kind of an up and down season as the catcher Lino is going to go talk to Kyle Fives out on the mound. Started the season 0-10, then ultimately went on that absolute tear. Was the A-Town Bats hitter of the week with 5 hits and 10 at-bats, including 3 home runs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts, and then ultimately went on a bit of a cold streak after that. But now has been back on the right side of things at the plate with 3 hits in his last 4 games. Been limiting the strikeout numbers as well. Just 2 in his last 3 contests and none here tonight. Bats with a runner on first, favorable 3-0 count for the Peekskill, New York native. Fives is ready for the 3-0 delivery. Here it comes. Taken up high, called strike 1 though. Slider just clips the zone there. Fives leads this team in surrendered walks, on the verge of giving another one out right here. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Would have been ball 4 right there on Negron, who just walks outside to reset things. So the count runs full on him now. 2 outs here, runner on first in this top of the 8th inning. Need to get something started for Boonville as Fives steps off and takes time. He's got just 5 RBIs in his last 17 games. Almost all of them came in the first game of the Utica doubleheader. Had 4 of them then. I would love to grab 1 or 2 more right here. Payoff pitch on the way as the runner goes from first inside, and he walked him. That one nearly ran in and hit Negron, but instead he's on first with a free pass, so runners first and second now for Noah Reed. Second walk surrendered of this inning by Fives, who's also got 5 strikeouts to add on to it. Batter is the left fielder Noah Reed, who has a massive frame, but hasn't gotten a long ball yet this season. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss on that one. Stands at 5'11", no listed weight for the Alabama native, but he has been in the gym every single day and certainly can tell by looking at him. Muscular figure. So here's the 0-1. Misses up high. Off speed misses, and the count 1-1 now. So far today, Reed 0 for 3, ground out, strikeout, and fly out. Here comes the 1-1. Misses again, off speed up high, and the count 2-1 now. It's Reed, who is 8 for 11 against the Dragons this season. He's been extremely productive against Glens Falls. He's had 2 doubles as well, but hasn't been able to find a RBI yet. Here's the next pitch. Misses up high. Called for strike 2, though. Looked to be the same spot from Fives. Put this one in there, so the count all even, 2-2 now. Noah Reed trying to keep this 2-out rally alive for the Lumberjacks. Fives ready for the crucial pitch. Here it comes. Just got a piece of that one, fouls it back, and hits off of the sign over there near the entrance of the Glens Falls ballpark. And the count remains 2-2. Reed steps back in there on the right side. Five's ready yet again. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Hit right up the middle weakly. Abaga trying to stay out in front of it. Throw over to first is in time, as they're going to call Abaga out for standing in front of the baseball. So the throw never even mattered. It's Devon Abaga called out going from second to third, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. Lumberjacks running out of chances. A trail by 4 at 6-2 Glens Falls. Heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be right back on the Lumberjacks radio network after this. So it's Devon Abaga who was just called out on the base paths for trying to get in the way of the shortstop, Brady Fandel, trying to make the play to end that inning. Back out on the mound for his second inning of work here against Glens Falls. He'll have to face Billy Barthel, the DH, then Brady Fandel, who he just got in the way of, and then Shane Hoover, the 8, 9, and 10 men of this Glens Falls lineup. First up is Barthel. Designated hitter digs in on the right side of the plate. Here's the first pitch. Chop to the left side. That one going to be fair. Long throw from Davis is not on a line. That one behind Carson Beatty, but called foul by the home plate umpire. That was certainly a long throw. He was in the outfield, basically in foul territory. Would have been an impressive throw if he could have made it, but won't matter. The count is 0-1. Abaga out on the mound, who likes to be adventurous with his food choices. He was eating some poke the other day. Head coach Christian Griffin said that he would never eat raw fish, being from Georgia, and Abaga from Seattle. He was eating some pineapple before the game today. So here's the 0-1. Misses outside, off speed for ball 1. 1-1 the count on Barthel, who's 1 for 3 on the day, 2 flyouts and a single. Here comes the 1-1. Down low yet again, 2-1 the count. Abaga has been quick pitching here so far. He's already in the windup for the 2-1. Down low yet again, 3-1 the count as the slider continues to miss. It's Barthel, who's 3 for 9 in 3 games against Boonville this season. One of those hits a double. 2 walks as well. Here comes the 3-1. Chop to the left side, foul yet again, and the count runs full now. Barthel out of Wagner, the Division I school, originally out of East Haven, Connecticut, as here's the payoff pitch. Outside, slider misses up high this time, but same result, ball 4. Leadoff man is on for the Dragons in this inning. It's the second walk surrendered by Devon Abaga in his 2 innings of work, and it brings up Brady Fandel. First pitch on the right-hander. Hit to the left side. Negron's got it. This could be 2. Throw over to second is in time on first, and that one is away from the first baseman, Beatty. Catcher Lawrence has got it. Throw over to second. Got him! not exactly how they drew up the double play, as it was Negron who fielded it, gave it to Jihad Guy at second, who completely had that throw in the dirt. It was the catcher Lawrence who backed it up and had a dart of a throw down to second base and hosed Fandel for out number 2. So brings up the left fielder Shane Hoover now, who bats with no men on, 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. In there for strike 1. Hoover so far today flew out once, flew out into a double play a second time, and then walked. Here's the 0-1. Checks on that one, but does not go, and the count 1-1. Hoover, a Seton Hall commit, as here's the 1-1. Off the end of the bat into left field, but that one gets foul. 1-2 the count. Hoover's only got 4 hits this year, half of them against Oneonta back on July 5th, and another one against Boonville on July 8th. That is only double of the year. 1-2 is off the end of the bat to Negron, who fields it cleanly. Throw over is in time and on a line to Beatty and gets him for out number 3. Abaga only faces 3 in not an orthodox way, but that will end the inning. They round out the order and head to the top of the 9th inning. 3 more outs for Boonville to get something going. We'll have that on the other side of the break for you here on the Lumberjacks Radio Network. Five still out there on the mound for the Glens Falls Dragons. He'll have the opportunity to close this game out. Just 3 outs away from victory. It's 6-2 Glens Falls heading into the top of the 9th inning. It's Oliver Lawrence, the catcher, out there to lead off. Here's the first pitch. Inside, fastball misses. After Lawrence, it's Jihad Guy, then Bronx Lewis, the 3 guaranteed to bat for the Lumberjacks. Top of the lineup if it gets after that. 1-0. Tops the zone there, off speed in there, 1-1 the count. Lumberjacks haven't scored a run since the 4th inning. They've been blanked since then. As here comes the 1-1. Hit up the middle. This one going to be collected by the second baseman Vega. Throw is in plenty of time over to first and retires him for the first out of the inning. Oliver Lawrence goes down. Now it's in the hands of Jihad Guy. 0 for 3 on the day is Lawrence now, and brings up Guy, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. For 4 is Lawrence, excuse me. First pitch on Guy is in there for a called strike 1. Had a strikeout in his last at-bat. That walk came all the way back in the 5th for Guy. So here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Quickly down 0-2. Just 7 strikeouts all season for Guy. 1 in the first inning, or 1 in his last at-bat, and 1 last game. Here comes the 0-2 from Fives. Inside, almost hits him on the lead arm, and the count moves to 1-2. It's been 5 strikeouts already for Kyle Fives, who's been punching out batters left and right. 5 of the 6 outs he's recorded via the punch out. Here's the next pitch. Fouled off, just got a piece of that one, stays alive, and the count 1-2. Guy playing outside of his native outfield position, playing second so far today. 1-2 on the way to him. That curveball gets away from Fives, misses way high, and the count all even 2-2 now. Guy still looking for his first extra base hit of the season, but this would be as good as a time as any to get it done. Here's the 2-2. Misses up high yet again. The fastball this time, but the result the same, and the catcher Lino is going to be out there to talk to his pitcher. Fives out here in his 3rd inning of work. He hasn't gone past 1 inning in any of the previous games against Boonville. But out there tonight is going to get it done. His previous longest appearance coming into today was 3 innings. That was back on June 19th against Mohawk Valley. But hasn't gone above 2 innings since then. So nearly a month for the pitcher. This guy waiting patiently down there in the white bucket. Bruton Parker Christian University helmet for the freshman, who made 6 appearances with the team last year. Here's the first pitch. This is up high, and first pitch out of the meeting is another miss right there, and Jihad Guy runs the 4-pitch walk. Gets something going here. Second walk of the day for Jihad Guy, and the lineup flips back over. It's the leadoff man and right fielder Bronx Lewis out there now. Kyle Fives ready for the delivery. Here it is. Swing and a miss there from Lewis out in front of that one. Foul tip for strike 1. 1 runner on, 1 out here. 1 strike in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the 0-1 as the runner goes from first. No swing. Is that one a ball? And Jihad Guy in there safely as the ball goes to center, but picked up by the covering second baseman right there. It was a nice play by Vega, but Jihad Guy with the head up stays at second base. 1 runner in scoring position here for Lewis, who doesn't have an RBI yet today. It's 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and a double. Stands in on the left side. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. Quickly down 1-2. Lewis, 6'2". Towers over the plate down there. And here comes the next delivery from Kyle Fives. Outside, fastball misses. 2-2 the count. Lewis has had 2 hits in his last 4 games, extended that to 3 in his last 5 with the double in this game. Hasn't had a multi-hit game since June, though. Would love to tack on to that. Here comes the 2-2. Just gets a piece of it off of the inner part of the bat and fouls it to the backstop. 2-2 the count. Just 1 RBI in the last 9 games for Bronx Lewis. A single would probably score a speedy Jihad Guy out there on second base, but gotta put the bat on the ball first. 2-2 on the way. Up high, misses again, and the count runs full on Fives. Starting to look a little tired out on the mound, and there is someone throwing in the Glens Falls bullpen. Looks back at the runner Guy. Now he focuses on Lewis. Here comes the pitch. Down low. Misses low and away and walks him. 2 straight batters on as the Glens Falls fans continue to yell at this home plate umpire. Runners on first and second for Will Hill. So the double play threat is back. It was Jihad Guy who stole second to eliminate that, but now with Lewis out there, back in play. It's the center fielder Will Hill from the right side. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack right there from Hill, who whiffed on that one. 1 for 4 on the day, single and 2 strikeouts for Hill. Taps the helmet once, twice. Now he's ready for the pitch. Here it comes. Takes up high, fastball misses, 1-1 the count. Glens Falls fans continue to heckle at the umpire. That one missed up top. 1-1, here's the pitch. Popped high, back and out of play. That one hits off the top of the equipment shed down there behind home plate, and the count 1-2 now on Hill. He's ramped up playing time as of late. He's played in 7 of the last 8 games. Becoming trusted down the stretch here as Boonville trying to get back into the win column. Hasn't had a single win in the month of July. Already the 13th here. As the 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss out in front of that one. And Will Hill punched out the 6th of the day for Kyle Fives, and that is out number 2. 3rd strikeout of the day for Will Hill. That's been his Achilles heel so far this season, and brings up what could be the final batter of the day, Kanias Davis. Should it go any further, Devon Abaga, the DH on deck, and then Carson Beatty, the first baseman, in the hole. First pitch on Davis, inside for ball 1. So far today, the third baseman has singled twice, reached on an error by the pitcher, would come around to score that time around, and has struck out. 2 outs here in this top of the 9th, 2 runners on. Here's the 1-0. Takes that one outside, called for strike 1. Davis could use an RBI right here. Chasing 4, but anything to get back into this game would be huge for Boonville. Here comes the 1-1. Hit high, but shallow into center field. Coming over on this one is Panapinto, and makes the catch, and that is the ball game. On Monday the 13th, the Boonville Lumberjacks make it 13 losses in a row and go down by a final score of 6-2. Good performances, 2 hits from Kanias Davis, 2 walks from Jihad Guy, and 4 innings pitched from Ian Farber were not enough for the Lumberjacks as they continue to go down and continue to remain winless in the month of July. Losing pitcher for your Boonville Lumberjacks, Ian Farber. His record drops to 0-3 on the season. It's Colin Richardson out on the winning side of things, now 3-0 during this PGCBL summer. An all-star season for him, and it continues to get even better. Was tagged for 2 runs in just the 6 innings of work, though. A little bit uncharacteristic from him considering the hot form as of late, but Lumberjacks failed to jump on any of the relievers. It was literally just Kyle Fives, 3 innings of him, and they really couldn't hit him. No hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts against Kyle Fives in 3 innings of work, and that will do it for the ball game. Off day for Zeb Swangham. He remained the first base coach today, but didn't see too much action out there on the base paths. Final numbers for the Boonville Lumberjacks. 10 total runners left on in this game. It's just 6 hits, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch. 2 runs for the Boonville Lumberjacks. On the other side of things, there's a modest 7 men left on by the Glens Falls Dragons. A total of 7 hits, 5 walks, and 6 total runs against this Boonville pitching staff. Just 4 strikeouts on the day for the Dragons. That's the number that sticks off the page. Were able to avoid the punch-out and did leave the bases loaded twice, but didn't matter. Boonville left them loaded just that one time. So they lose it by a final score of 6-2. That will do it as Boonville continue their losing ways. They look to get out of the funk tomorrow in Oneonta. That will be an away game at 7 p.m. We'll have that broadcast for you here on the YouTube channel. Then after that, it's a home game against Amsterdam on Wednesday, and then finally a prized off day on Thursday. then back to it in Amsterdam. Mohawk Valley and Oneonta round out the rest of the week for the Boonville Lumberjacks. But that's going to do it here for us in Eastfield here in Glens Falls. Boonville fall by a final score of 6-2 and go down for the 13th straight time. Evan Simbita signing off here on the Boonville Lumberjacks radio network. We thank you for sticking with us and hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much.